Welcome back, everyone, to another Post to Post podcast. This is episode 6. I can't believe we're here. With me, as always, is my buddy Chris Ronan. How's it going, buddy?
What's up, pal? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're all done with 2020.
2021, I welcome you.
Yes, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness.
What have you been doing all week?
Nothing, man. Jack, nothing. We got a lot to talk about tonight, though. A lot of stuff going on in the NHL.
A lot.
A lot of stuff moving and shaking.
Stuff going on. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. All day I've been working on this, and throughout it I got here, and you were showing me a bunch of... So for what we do with content and everything, a lot of it throughout the week is for both of us, we put it on Discord just to go back to, and I totally forgot about it. So when we got here, you were showing me a bunch of stuff I sent you throughout the week, and I totally forgot. So
Yeah. It's good that we have it all in one place. We can go back and check and see what we've sent.
Exactly. I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to begin. We talked about this before the podcast. We have the whole Northern Division that we're going to get to. We're just going to wrap everything up. We've done all the divisions so far besides Northern, and that's going to be it. That's going to be all the Canadian teams. But there's one thing as a Bruin fan that I do want to get to, and
One
that
big
is...
thing. One 6'9" thing.
One 6'9" massive thing that I want to get to, and that is Zdeno Chara leaving the Boston Bruins to go to the Caps.
Dunzo Bunzo. Going to one of our biggest rivals, I would say, right?
Yeah, I would say.
Right?
Big
They're like
rival.
one of our biggest competitors in the playoffs.
For sure, and I think that started back in, what would you say, 2012,
2013, exactly.
With Braden Holtby in the playoffs.
Yep, and Joel Ward.
Mm-hmm. Ever since, Capital's been a pain in our ass.
Yeah, for sure. And now we get to see Chara suit up for them. 1-year contract for $795,000.
Isn't that nuts?
It's crazy. It just seems wrong, doesn't it?
It seems so wrong to see him signed for 1 year for just so little, and it hurts to watch.
He's that old.
All right, so I can't be this guy that says, hey, I love Chara this entire time, because there's so many years throughout his career as a Bruin where I've said, fuck Chara, like back check.
Yeah, he's
or
faltered. I mean, he's gotten older. People are catching up to him. He's still the strongest guy every year at the physical, whatever they do.
Yeah.
The training camp,
Isn't
the challenges
that
and stuff.
Insane.
Yeah.
At, what do we say, 44 years of age?
Somewhere around
I
there.
think he's 44 years old, and he's still one of the strongest guys, like hardest slap shots, most time on the ice, which we're going to get to.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. The Bruins are going to be hurting without him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at their lineup right now. I mean, their top line's Grzelcyk and McAvoy. And then from there, I mean, there's Brandon Carlo and the other three guys. If you're not a Bruins fan, you're not even going to know. So that's looking weak now that Krug and Chara are both out of Boston.
I honestly didn't get, especially when Chara came out and said that the Bruins were looking to lower his time on ice, which to this day, for what was he averaging? I had it up.
24-10, I think, in his career, and it was like 24-33 in his 14 years for the Bruins, I believe.
It's something absolutely insane.
Yep. 24-33 for the Bruins.
24-33 for the Bruins.
And 24-10 for his career.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, that's almost half a game.
On average per game. And I don't understand what the Bruins are going to do.
Yeah, I mean, they're not looking good now. It's kind of crazy, too. Someone posted this the other day. It was Boston has had a terrible 2020. They lost Tom Brady. They lose Mookie Betts on the Red Sox. And they lose Chara now, like right before the end of the year. It's nuts, man. The end of an era. In my eyes,
it's the
only team in Boston that's close is the Celtics, and they just can't seem to get out of the East. So I
don't know.
I mean, the Bruins were close last year, obviously, but I don't know, man. It's going to look different this year, I think.
It's going to look very different, and I think as we're talking about this, I'm realizing that maybe the Bruins have a futuristic plan ahead, where they're just like Chara's kind of at the end of his career, which doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
But I think they're trying to be like...
That's the thing. Like, I get them wanting to limit his ice time and give him like a third-line defensive pairing role, because the stuff that he brings to the team off the ice is so much more important, and obviously his play slipped over the years, you know?
Right. But you get that with age. Like I said, he's 44.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying about...
But does he think he's going there and getting ice time in Washington?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't
I feel like he would be like maybe second pair.
Because he came out and said they're not trying to give me the ice time that I had. So does that mean that Washington's doing that? But at the same time,
imagine that.
at the same time, now that we're talking about that, and as we talked about Henrik Lundqvist in the past fucking 6 episodes, why are they going for these older guys?
Yeah.
Lundqvist, older guy, Zdeno Chara. Now they're like,
maybe they need a veteran
Washington trying to reel in?
presence. They need a veteran presence in the locker room, maybe, right? I mean, they have Ovi, and who else is there?
Ovi's a big veteran presence.
Yeah.
He's been around since that whole back in the day. What 2006, 2007? The whole Sidney Crosby, Ovechkin.
Yep. But I mean, Russians are a different breed. Like, maybe he's not the right leader. You know what I mean? Like, he's the guy on the ice. Maybe off the ice, he doesn't have that same charisma that like a veteran like Chara has in a locker room.
Speaking about leader, and I do want to get back to Zdeno Chara's stats. I was telling you, you were showing me that I think Patrice Bergeron is well deserving of that C after this.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to see Patty in that C. jersey.
Dude, know what I didn't even mention to you? Did you see? I got to look this up. I think it was Tarasenko on the Blues. So this was, I think he got interviewed in Russia, and it was maybe poorly translated, but it basically said, "I'm pissed that I didn't get the captain on my jersey," and they gave it to Ryan O'Reilly. Because he's he's like a stud. He's a young stud, and he's been there like building the Blues organization. Ryan O'Reilly steps in one year, wins them the cup, and like just his presence alone, he's one of those veteran off ice guys, and like he deserves it, you know. But Tarasenko's like, I put in the years, I should be the captain. Right. It's kind of nuts, man, seeing that aspect of it.
We're not talking about Tarasenko right now. We're talking about the Bruins.
I know. But we're talking about Chara and Bergeron becoming the captain.
I'm just giving you shit.
Fucking
guy. Because in my head, I'm like,
imagine if it went like that, dude. Imagine,
fuck off.
Dude, imagine
Bergeron
if it went like that.
Still wearing the A.
Yeah, but what if they give it to Bergeron and Marchand or one other guy's like, I thought I should have been the captain. Know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's why I brought it up. Okay. I just thought it was crazy that kind of drama is just spat out there in the media by Tarasenko. Right. You know?
That's good. Actually, that's a really good point you got there.
Because, I mean, it's obviously, I mean, I shouldn't say obviously. I don't think that's going to happen in Boston. Bergeron's going to be the captain.
No. And Mashi, though a fucking huge pain in the ass on the ice, a great guy overall off the ice. From the stories that I've told the people meeting Marchand and everything, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's just a small pain in the ass on the ice.
Yeah.
And I guess he does a great job of it because there's so many people around the league that absolutely
he's like
hate him.
Why Boston's the most hated sports team in the world when it comes to hockey.
Yeah.
Like
Marchand.
they hate us. And it's definitely because of Marchand. It's nuts, man.
Anyway, let's get back to Chara because this is all about him and his beautiful career in Boston. I'll always remember this is my time when I wasn't really watching hockey at all, where I didn't really care about it. I remember going up to my grandmother's house and my uncle was there and he's watching hockey. And I remember him roping me into like the living room and says, "Watch this." He goes, "You're going to remember this for forever."
This guy's freaking 7 feet guy.
Yeah. And I didn't know who he was. It was the Bruins signing free agent Zdeno Chara. And I'm like, who is this guy? He goes, it's Zdeno Chara. He's a great player. He goes, he's going to be in the Bruins for a while. I still remember verbatim what he said to me. And at the time, I did not care, like I said.
Yeah.
But now that we're in 2021, and he's been with the Bruins ever since, has raised the cup with the Bruins, and has... Norris Trophy? We have
All-Star Games, Norris Trophy,
All-Star Hart
nomination,
6 All-Star Games. He's raised the cup of the Boston Bruins, won James Norris Memorial Trophy 2008 to 2009, and he's got a Mark Messier NHL Leadership Award. If I knew then
what I know now, there you go.
I would have sat down and just like eyes glued to the TV.
Yeah.
But I just watched.
We watched him in his prime and just took him for granted.
And I took him for granted.
Yeah.
And like throughout the years, man, he's been a huge part of Boston.
So many hometown fans too just expect these guys to like retire here.
Right.
Like as if there's like nothing else they want in the world but to be in Boston. It's the best thing in the world.
But they move on.
Right.
That's the problem.
That's what it is. It's not a problem.
No. For the fans
for the fans.
Yeah. They move on. Yep. And it makes sense because Zdeno... We just talked about Zdeno. He could still
He's
go.
going to a really good team. They could go there.
Still go. Like he's not Joe Thornton, but he could still giving her shit again. He's 44 years old. He can show every season how long he could be on ice and still perform at the level it takes for a professional athlete to be at. And it's unfortunate that the Bruins thought that this was the right time to move him, but
No, he walked away. The Bruins were offering him a contract and to play less minutes. He walked away.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But it's unfortunate for the Bruins to be like, hey, we're trying to give you less minutes.
But no, it's not. That's just the way it is. And I think they played it, both sides played it how they wanted it, because I don't think the Bruins can afford to keep him on the first line and chewing up half the game and just going -1, -2, -3 throughout the game. But the big thing in this whole thing, like I've always said this about Chara, what he brings to the defensive group off the ice. Like I don't think McAvoy or Grzelcyk or Krug
anyone on the team
would have developed into what they are without Chara's presence. And now Washington's going to have that for a season to grow and develop their defensive core.
The fact that Washington, great pickup. If there's any great pickup this season at all,
at $795,000, that's like league minimum. That's a crazy
insane,
pickup. Yeah.
Massive pickup by the Caps. So we got Zdeno Chara and Ovechkin.
All right.
Jesus, like that's gonna be
and John
absolutely
Carlson
insane.
too on defense.
John Carlson, like push for the Stanley Cup.
It's going to be tough. 56 games. It's going to be a sprint, not a marathon this year.
Right.
And you got Ilya Samsonov going as the number one now.
Yep.
So I don't know what that's going to lead to. I mean, I
I
don't know if they actually can do it because this, like I said, this year is going to be so fast. Right. So there's 8 teams in that division. The top 4 make playoffs. I don't know if we've gone over this yet. This is how it's breaking down this season. 56 games.
Yep.
8 teams in our division, or in 3 of the 4 divisions. In every division, the top 4 teams make playoffs. Those 4 teams will play each other until the conference finals, and then they'll all go to a bubble with those 4 final teams to play for the Stanley Cup.
Right. And you know way more about this than I do because after I was doing all the stuff for the Northern Division, you came down. So we'll talk about.
Yeah, we don't need to branch into what I was going into, but I was just putting it into perspective for what Washington's looking at this season with Chara,
with everything going on. Yep. I can't say enough how much Chara has put into Boston itself. He came out and said how much he loves Boston. He did come out and say that Boston's his home. So I don't know, and he doesn't plan on leaving. Those are like verbatim what he said. So I don't know if when he retires, he's going to be. There's a lot of Bruins players, Boston players.
They love the North End.
They love, besides Tom Brady, but they love. They'll retire and come back. Sean Thornton left. He's living. I don't know where he's living now. He's living somewhere.
He was working on Florida's Florida Panthers organization.
But he's back now. He's working something. But like once you hit, once you have an established fan base here in Boston, we love you to the end.
Yeah. Like if you ask me, it's Tom Brady, it's David Ortiz, and it's Zdeno Chara.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I don't think the Celtics really. I'm not big on basketball. Well, I guess it would be like Paul Pierce or like. I just don't think it's probably because I don't like basketball, but I just don't see them as having like a guy like those 3 caliber. Like those, I think are the big 3.
Yeah. You're right about David Ortiz, man. It doesn't matter that like I'm casual baseball fan,
but you fucking love David Ortiz, don't you?
But I fucking love David Ortiz, and I don't want him to leave. He's the fucking man.
Yeah.
So it's sad to see him leave. I've given him shit throughout his career.
Everyone
for
has.
The back checking, but everyone has. But it just he really put what's the word I'm looking for? He really put a stamp of his life in Boston as a player and as a person itself. So it's sad to see him go, but this is the way everything goes. The NHL is a business, and it's going to be run as the business. He's a pawn.
It's what's best for the team too.
Exactly, it's what's best for the team. We talked about before this. We talked about the time on ice, and the Bruins are. We talked about the players not being used to the time on ice, but now
who's going to eat up that ice time?
Who's going to eat up that ice
who's
time?
Who's going to share?
Maybe it's going to. This is
McAvoy, 35 average time on ice plus. I'm calling it right now.
But this is how you figure out who could do it.
Yeah,
it's you. It's trial and error. It's figuring things out.
And the nice thing about this season, I think I've said it multiple times, but it's a good test year. Yeah. So the Bruins can take the time and figure out their defensive pairings and figure out who's going to be able to do that this season. You know?
Exactly.
And they won't get worn down doing it because it's only 56. It's not 82 games, you know?
Exactly.
So
Ryan
Callahan?
Best of luck to Zdeno Chara. I can't wait for the fans to be back in the stands when this is all over because I can't wait to I want to be there.
I want that standing ovation.
I want to
right?
be there to be in the standing ovation, to applaud Chara for all the years of hard work he's put in the Boston Bruins to help us win that Stanley Cup since 1970s. And, just tip of the hat to you, buddy. And I really appreciate you being here. Another player that also retired is Ryan Callahan. After 13 seasons here, I feel like that's another player we should talk about here.
Yeah. 13 years with the Rangers. That guy's a legend. One shift that comes to my mind, he breaks his stick, and I think he gets like 2 block shots and clears the puck out of the zone. It's just a crazy shift. Like, it reminds me of is it Gregory Campbell when he broke his femur? He's on the penalty kill with a broken leg, man.
Insane?
That's like that reminds me of him because Ryan Callahan's laying out just eating pucks.
Yep.
It's awesome, man. I love that guy.
Callahan's been a fantastic player. Years ago, I remember HBO was doing with the 20 going back to episode 2 or 3 that we had, the HBO 24/7 with with the Rangers and I can't remember who they played for the life of me.
Winter Classic? Was it the Flyers?
The Winter Classic. It was the
Maybe.
Flyers.
I could be wrong.
wrong.
I'm never correct. That's one thing about this podcast. We're never right.
We're never right. That's why we have Billy do all the fixing for us.
Yep. Crop that. Fix that.
Crop that. Fix that. Thank you. But Callahan was a huge part of the New York Rangers. So I think this is another not as huge as Zdeno Chara for being here for so long, but I feel like
that's tough.
Ryan Callahan moving to Tampa for as a Rangers fan,
yeah.
I'm sure it was tough, especially seeing him in his prime, being like, "Oh, where you going?" And now in Tampa, played the exact same as he was in New York Rangers, so never missed a beat, played incredible, and now after 13 years, he's nice and retired. I have some stats on him too. Drafted in 2004, he scored 386 points, 186 goals, and 200 assists in 756 games with the Rangers and Tampa Bay Lightning combined. And
got 39 points in 121 Stanley Cup playoff performances. So
isn't that insane?
That's huge. That's big.
A huge deal.
He got one
Tampa
cup, right?
Won it. Tampa won
got
it
one
last
cup
season,
with him,
right?
Yeah.
They won the cup, so
good for him.
Good for him. Even though I say that cup doesn't count.
Oh, are you kidding me? That is like the hardest cup to win out of all of them.
I'm saying like post-COVID, and then they jump everyone into the playoffs, which is in the bubble,
and they're away from their family for 3 months. You think that's easier?
I wouldn't say easier, but like a lot of the teams come in from 86 games. Is
82?
82 games. Sorry, I knew I messed that up. They come in from 82 games, pushing and pushing to get into the playoff spot, and then they jump right into the playoffs. Where
I think, if anything, Tampa would have wanted to ride in off of the 82-game season that they had. You know, they would have wanted it. Yeah, everyone would have wanted a normal one, but the way that they did it in what they were presented with, like, that is one of the hardest Stanley Cups to win in my eyes. I don't think that's easy. I don't think it needs an asterisk. I think Tampa just won, man. That's it. That's my eyes. That's my opinion. A lot of people have your opinion, but that's my.
I'm not saying it's not that difficult. I'm trying to explain the situation here. So you're coming from 82 games. You're playing throughout, right?
Mm-hmm. So you don't get a 2-month break. You don't
get like a 2-3 month break
for everyone to heal up.
Yeah.
For Stamkos to come back and play in one of the games. You know what I mean?
And the guys were coming back to warm up and shit. So like,
I see both sides. But I'm never gonna respect that opinion.
I do see both sides, but at the same time, like, if it was normal time, I don't think Tampa Bay would have won it.
I think they would have. Absolutely. They've been on the verge for so long. They got bounced the season before by the 8 seed Columbus Blue Jackets, swept. They had a fire under their ass, and I think they would have won it regardless. The Bruins would have put up a much harder fight, but I think Tampa Bay's coming out with it anyways. But we'll never know that. That's just
we'll never know that. Yeah, you're right.
You know,
I like that thought though.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Tears to run, I guess.
So hats off to Ryan Callahan as well.
Yep, exactly. Ryan Callahan had a great career. Loved watching you.
Hard-nosed guy.
Hard-nosed. I love watching him in both Rangers and Tampa.
Yeah.
Every game you heard Callahan.
Yeah.
Callahan, you were somewhere on the ice that the announcers were just like, Callahan's got the puck.
We're not going to pull it up, but I'm sure his time on ice was similar to Chara's.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
sure. what else are we going to talk about today? Do you want to get right into the Northern Division, or should we talk about... I don't know, I got a bunch of stuff here that we can talk about. I think we should wait
Hit it.
for...
You're in charge.
I'm in charge today?
Hit it.
There's a few things I want to talk about. Actually, you know what? It's January 1st. You know what we can talk about?
Happy New
We're
Year.
talking about hockey, and we're talking about Happy New Year. January 13th, which we called...
Yeah, we predicted this.
We predicted this.
You're welcome.
Hockey, baby. NHL coming back. And it is getting closer and closer by the second.
Yeah, what's nice is looking at this calendar. We're recording today, Friday the 1st, obviously New Year's Day. You'll be getting this episode. Are we doing Monday drops or Tuesday drops? Should we just stick with... We're doing Monday night drops, right? And then it's there Tuesday morning for people?
So
we just need to solidify that.
So we do apologize for... I think we should have been more involved saying that last week because of Christmas we...
recorded on Saturday instead of Friday.
instead, and...
Push us back a day.
What did we... Did
we
we
dropped
put it
Tuesday,
up on
I think.
Tuesday? Yeah, we're not posting Tuesday because I know we had...
But I think Monday's our day. Monday's
usually been our day. Billy's been really good at getting things out here and actually doing a great job with the editing. So
Monday's our day. We're going to nail in a time by next week and decide if we're going to do Monday afternoon, Monday morning, whatever it may be. Okay?
We're a mess.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We got to get together. So we're recording today, Friday the 1st. This episode will be up Monday the 4th. We'll also be recording next week. So this is the last week that we're doing divisional breakdowns. Next Friday is the 8th. We're going to be recording that day. And we'll be releasing on the 11th, which gives you 2 days until the NHL season starts. We'll also have the results of the World Juniors next week, so we'll be talking about that. And we'll give you a little season preview for the NHL and what we think's going on January 11th. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's a little snapshot of next week. That's what I think.
That'll be a good episode.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
It'll be perfect.
It's kind of good to I feel like 4 weeks of division breakdowns has been enough. This is good that we're done.
This has been a lot.
It's a lot of work, but it's been good. It's kept us fresh with what's going on in the NHL.
After the 3 weeks of doing this, we both have our own thing of a topic, or what am I trying to say?
Our own style, our own way of doing this.
What to do. And for me, it takes me a while to do this by division, because what I do is I go before all this, I went on to their rosters and put down all the names of all the goalies on the list.
And before you go further, actually, one thing that has threw a wrench into all this, because of the way the COVID divisions are made, we now have teams signing league minimum goalies to help with a taxi squad for the COVID divisions. Because if one of their goalies is out and gets COVID, they need to have 2 goalies at the ready, staying at a hotel outside of where the team's playing, so that they can call them in. So now, instead of having 2 or 3 goalies rostered on every team, we have up to 5 or 6 goalies rostered on teams. So we've been diving into all these guys that might not even play. So what basically sucks for these goalies too is they're signed to an NHL contract for league minimum. They're pulled up. They don't get to play in the AHL, and they get to sit in a hotel room and maybe not even play in the NHL. So they're missing out on a season because of this, in my eyes. Sorry, that was a big tangent, but
no, that's
what's made this difficult.
That helped me out so much because I didn't know that. We came in. I walked in today, and we went through what I wrote, and he broke down exactly that. And I didn't know that, so we might need some editing on this.
Yeah, some of these guys you were saying, they probably won't play for the NHL team. Even though they're signed to them, they'll play in the A.
They'll play, yeah.
But, they probably won't even play at all now, the way it seems, unless someone gets sick.
And it's again, it makes sense, because going through this to this day, I'm seeing teams with 5-6 goalies on their roster.
It's crazy. I was like, what the hell? Yeah. And they all did it, obviously, to protect themselves.
And I think what took this so long, as soon as I walked in today, I'm like, Chris, I'm 30 years of age, and I still haven't gotten my shit together since,
I got all week. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, it was insane. This whole week, I think it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday night where it's all right, Wednesday, I got to at least work on this just a little bit, just to start it. And then all Wednesday, I didn't do shit. And then Thursday came along. I'm like, all right, I got to really work on it. And then I didn't work on it. We're on Discord playing games. I watched.
Matt woke up at noon today. He was crying. He's like, oh, this sucks.
God, I watched.
Happy New Year.
It was brutal. Like all day. I worked on this all day today, and like throughout it, and I'm like, how have I not learned my lesson by this point?
And like you said, like the way that you're diving into these guys, that's so tough because you did it for like 3 extra goalies that aren't even going to see an inch of NHL time.
Because there's a bunch of goalies in here that we've.
I'm taking an early pee break.
Okay, there's a bunch of goalies. That's fine. There's a bunch of goalies on here that like you haven't heard of at all. So like trying to find them and trying to figure out, trying to find videos of them and like Google and everything. It was a lot. This was a lot. And then I came home, and then I came to Chris's place, which is where we do the podcast, and he explained that to me, and I'm like, this would make so much more sense if I knew this beforehand. So we're going to jump into the Northern Division as soon as he comes back. There's a lot we want to talk to today. And like we'll break into there's one thing I can't wait to talk about. It's how Chris watches podcasts, and he came out before we were warming up before doing the podcast, and he was talking about how he watches podcasts, especially Spittin' Chicklets, and my mind was blown. And he's like, why don't we sound like this? I'll wait. We'll talk about this after the Northern Division. I do want to talk about us as a podcast, and I want to talk about upgrading mics, and there he is. There's the guy. This is the guy we're talking about. Oh, he needs a beer. That's good. We can keep going. So, no, I'm good. And I want to talk about the future of the podcast, too. I can't wait for COVID to be over. I can't wait to have guests on here. Again, when we're upgrading mics, I'm going to get 3 of them. I do want to say, Billy, you're doing a great job with editing the videos. I've had people who commented on Instagram and texted me saying, ask me, oh, is this you? And I was like, yeah. He goes, the editing's really good. So props to Billy, who's doing a great job episode by episode, just really killing it since episode 1. But now that he's back.
What'd you go into? Having guests on and stuff?
Well, I got into, no, we didn't get into it. I'm just kind of just
rambling,
just warming up, just warming up, because we're gonna jump into the Northern Division and then really get into what I was talking about.
All right, awesome, that's good.
Yeah, because I stuff I want to talk about, I want you here with me.
Yeah, okay. All right, we're doing the Northern Division breakdown.
Let's break into the Northern Division.
You went west to east too, right? I hope.
I went. Yeah, I was doing.
All right, dope.
It's the way I did it was a big circle. Like from like Boston back to Montreal. That's how I did it.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. That's a weird way of describing it.
It was.
I was looking at it in like the divisions. We went east, central, west, and then north. So when we came north, I went west to east again to bring us back around.
Okay. Yeah, I went. Okay.
I think you did it the same way.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. Northern Division time. Here we go. We're going to start off with the Vancouver Canucks. The 3 goalies on their roster is Thatcher Demko, Braden Holtby, and Jake Kiley. Jake Kiley is a 24-year-old from Minnesota. He has yet to play a game in the NHL. He's on the roster for both Vancouver and Utica Comets websites, which, as we broke down, I realized that it's because of the bubble and everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to go too deep into contracts like we have been to. One thing I'll mention, Holtby 31 on the first year of a 2-year contract for $4.3 million, and Demko on the last year of a 2-year contract for $1.05, restricted at the end of the season. Kylie got signed into the league minimum, obviously.
Yeah.
He's 24.
We got guys like Demko, Holtby. You don't need it anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, if one of them gets sick, I mean, obviously you pull Kylie up, but that's the only reason that they're there, and we probably won't say that a million times over.
Yeah, exactly.
But Demko's really good.
Demko's really
nasty.
good. Holtby's good. Back to the 1As, 1Bs. This is it.
Definition.
Shocking that
the Canucks are looking solid, dude. They're setting themselves up for success.
Really good. Canucks have always
been
had
like a
solid goalie.
Yeah.
Tandem that they've had. But
who was it? Luongo and Lack.
It's Luongo, Eddie Lack, and then Luongo and Corey Schneider.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Anders Nilsson was part of it too. So they've always had a great
goaltending core, yeah.
Goaltending core.
And we mentioned it last week too. The goalie coaches, like every team is starting to get like a group of goalie coaches to specifically work on these guys. And I think it's because they realize we need a 1A, 1B, and we need to develop them ourselves. Like once a team has that, they're not moving them. Like the goalie is where you build your team from. You start from the back and build forward.
Right, exactly. Moving on, we got the Calgary Flames. Speaking about the Canucks, Louis Domingue, Jacob Markstrom, another Canuck, David Riddick, and Artium
Zagadulin.
Zagadulin. No,
we're going to butcher all these names.
It's going to be brutal because a lot of these names are like Russian and stuff. I'm like, how the hell?
It's awesome, though. Like I went back and edited. So since that announcement of the taxi teams, I had to go back and just re-up all our things. The Bruins have a goalie from Alaska, which is wild, dude. Like, that's cool.
Insane.
That's like a random place to have a goalie from, or a player from even.
Anchorage?
Yeah, Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, shit.
That's so cool.
I think that's the only spot in Alaska. I'm like, Anchorage? Yeah. All right, so Artium Zagadulin he was actually signed by the Flames as a free agent in April of 2019. He's a 25-year-old from Russia. He was so a lot of these guys in the KHL right now, for some reason, everything is 100%. So like there's fans on the stage. It's just a regular season.
It's Florida. It's big Florida.
So when I say loan, there's a bunch of teams loaning goalies, players out to these leagues
so they can play.
So they can
get
play
some reps.
So he was playing for Metalburg.
Magnitogorsk. That's a sick team name. Metalburg Magnitogorsk.
What a sick
Badass
name.
They better have like a guitar for their main logo.
So he didn't do good. He played 5 games with a 4.24 GEA, which is not that good.
That's a lot. That's high.
It's high.
Like anything above 3 is pretty high.
Yeah, for sure. And a 1-3 record. But he's back to the States now. And I think he's up there to just sit in the.
Yeah, so Riddick, Markstrom, and Domingue are like 3 guys, right? And then Zagadulin's like the back,
Zagadoulin's just kind of
the emergency,
right?
So yeah, we got Riddick's 28, Markstrom's 30, and Domingue is 28. Markstrom is making the most. He's got a 6-year contract actually for $6 million. Domingue's on league minimum, which I thought was kind of surprising.
That's
like, wasn't he with Tampa?
Louis Domingue, yeah,
right.
Yep.
So he showed his stuff down there, I thought, and now he's making league minimum with the Flames. And Riddick's on the last year of a 2-year contract for $2.75.
Speaking about Domingue, my favorite.
I love this.
My favorite memory of Domingue is not what you think it's going to be because it's not positive for him.
Oh wait, I don't love this. I thought you were going somewhere else. Go ahead.
I think you know where I'm going to go. Louis Domingue was playing against the Bruins, and Domingue and Vasilevsky had this tandem in Tampa where like they had this like cocky post game attitude,
which they should.
Not as crazy as
it was when they won. It's like the Storm Surge.
Yeah, not as crazy as that, though.
It's almost there.
They had it, where just like the post game, he'd be on like that little bike.
That was fucking hilarious, dude.
Like,
I love it. You're such like a go play your game and get off the ice and go home, and that's it. Don't have fun.
It's a professional league.
Get the hell out of here,
professional.
Dude. No, have fun, dude. Live a little. You got to enjoy the moment while you're there. Ride the high of that win on your little motorbike. Have some fun.
Yeah, I think at one game he left the game early to shower and put on like a suit, like a what's the word?
A sumo suit, like the
no, like an actual.
Why did
suit.
I go sumo suit?
I don't know. And then he acted like he was part of like the FBI or whatever.
Oh, Secret Service, yeah, walking everyone back.
Yeah, walked everyone back. I'm like, more professional, baby. No, like
have fun, man. You're only there for as long as you're there. You could fall off like next week. Like he's making league minimum with the Canucks now.
I don't think that. I don't think
enjoy
that
yourself.
Good in the management says.
Okay.
My thoughts. You have different thoughts. But
I do. We don't typically agree on anything.
We don't agree on
which
much.
is fine. I don't agree that you cut your beard off too.
Yeah. I don't know.
You do this all the time. You grow it out, you chop it off. You grow your hair long, you cut it back a bit. You know. You play with yourself
I'm
a bit.
brutal person to have like a normal routine where just like I had the beard and then yesterday, the day before, I was like, "Ugh, I need to like reset myself. I'm done
That's
with
cool.
the bid," and so I
New
shaved
year, new me.
The problem is when I shave, like I lose age, and I don't look good shaved, and that's the problem.
Wait, say it again. You lose age?
I lose
you
age.
get younger?
Yeah, like
Okay.
I look younger than what I am.
Mm-hmm. Everyone does.
And
Baby face.
I don't look good shaved, and that's the big problem.
So why'd you do it?
Because I don't know, man. I need change, and this is the change that.
Good. Start small.
Going back to what I was talking about, how I never learn is every time I do this, like I realize
you hate yourself immediately.
Yeah, I realize I hate it, and yet I do it all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
So
but
the best thing about bids is they go right.
They'll come back. Yeah. Are you willing to share with the rest of the class the mustache picture?
Oh, I didn't take.
You didn't take one? Oh, damn. You mentioned earlier that when you shave, I do it too. You take the whole thing off, but you leave the mustache for last to see what it looks like. I thought you took a picture.
I didn't take a. hold on. I didn't take a picture tonight, but I do have a picture from when.
Are you willing to share it?
If
you shouldn't have mentioned it if you weren't willing to share it.
If I'm willing to share it, it will be on the bottom of the screen, and if I do share it,
if you don't, we'll just put Matt's a bitch on the bottom of the screen.
I think I'd rather Matt's a bitch than Matt's a pedo on the screen, because that's exactly. I look like I should be like hiding in the bushes in the playground.
Oh, man.
When I have the screen, when I have the mustache, like that's how bad it looks. Yeah. But let's move on to that, because.
So that's it for.
We're gonna get ourselves in trouble with
Calgary, right?
That's it for Calgary.
All right.
Moving on.
One thing I want to mention before we move on.
I'm just saying what it is.
Yeah, it's okay. One thing before we move on, the Battle of Alberta. We're going to see these. So this division is the only division that has 7 teams in it. Every other division has 8. They're playing each other 8 times this season. And the NHL has set it up so to reduce COVID exposure, they're going to play like baseball-style series and have like, you're going to go play Calgary 3 times in a row. So you're going to have like a mini playoff series and hate each other. And then you're going to go play 3 times somewhere else and then come back and play them 2 times more.
This is going to cause rivalries.
Oh my God. Every team's going to have a rivalry.
Yeah.
They're going to hate everyone.
It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Where there's going to be new rivalries and rivalries like the Bruins Canadians. I feel like it's going to go back to like the original 6 where they fucking hated each other.
Yeah. I mean, that'll be interesting too, because I think the Canadians have grown where they won't play each other actually. Now that we think of it, because they're
the Northern Division.
So weird, right?
This.
But while you were saying that, though, I was picturing them playing each other, and I think the Canadians have grown in the offseason, and I think the Bruins have shrunk back. So that would be a cool matchup to see, but we wouldn't get that until either. Oh, dude, how do you think they're going to do it? So, like I said earlier, you have the 4 divisions. You have North, East, West, and Central. What 2 are going to play each other when it comes to the conference finals? Because you're going to have one from each division.
Right.
Are they going to have North and East and West and Central? Because that's what I would do.
That makes sense.
Or would it be like maybe East and Central, so you get like Bruins and Tampa?
Actually, no.
It's so weird.
I think it'll be North and West, and then we'll have Central and East.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
It's so weird though, because you have Toronto and Montreal up here, but you have Bruins and Buffalo in the East. But then you have Vancouver and Calgary, and then the Sharks and, all of California. So it's like, however they do it, it's going to be so interesting to see. I can't wait.
That's going to be interesting.
They also released a schedule, too. I haven't clicked on it yet. So we could talk about that next week.
But next week, when we do the breakdown for next season.
Dude, I'm just so pumped.
I can't wait for that.
So excited.
Like, I think I talked about this last episode while you were gone. It's like, once hockey starts, it's gonna be so
much
easy
content,
to talk.
man.
It's gonna be so much content. Yeah. We could do this for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like without any issues at all.
For sure. There's just gonna be so much to talk about. Like tonight, we were like, "What else can we fill with?" But we got plenty.
Yeah,
we got plenty.
We figured out plenty. Like after World Juniors, now we're back in a slump. But I think we started this podcast at a great time because
we timed it right. Like just the division breakdown. Cover the World Juniors, get ready for it, and then we're off and running.
Right, exactly.
And we got like our reps in to get like the bad stuff out of the way, the hurdles,
Yeah.
So now we're rolling.
Moving on, baby.
Edmonton, yeah.
Edmonton, let's do Edmonton, baby. All right. For Edmonton, they added a goalie from the last time I looked. So within the month, they added Dylan Wells. They also got Antoine Forsberg, Mikko Koskinen, Stuart Skinner, and Mike Smith. Any notes that I have is Stuart Skinner is 22 years old from Edmonton, so he's a hometown kid. Is yet to play an NHL game, which means he's probably going to be sitting again in the in the bubble there.
Yeah, in the hotel.
So Dylan Wells, I have a lot of stuff on it. Well, thanks to the Peterborough Petes in the OHL.
I like that team too.
Yeah, love the name.
I hate the name, but I like the team.
Okay. Dylan Wells is a 22-year-old from Ontario. Also hasn't played an NHL game. And I said thanks to the Peterborough Petes in the OHL with gameplay footage of him. We actually have some footage of him. And I can tell you that his skating and edge work is so smooth, it reminds me of Carey Price. They have this one video on their website of just him doing like edge work. And it's butter smooth. And all I can think of is Carey Price and how smooth. Like, Carey Price, and like, that's all I can think of. So just his edge work and skating alone just really reminds me of Carey Price and the way he plays. As a goalie, he's a very poised and patient goalie that waits out the shooter, which ends up giving the shooter nothing to shoot at. His box control is mainly what shuts the door. He scored a goal for the Peterborough Petes, which shows you his stick handling skills. From the videos I've seen, he's a promising goalie that deserves a shot in the league. What do we got here? We got Antoine Forsberg, Mikko Koskinen, and Mike Smith of the top three
that's
for
what
Edmonton.
So you got Mike Smith. I didn't know he was 38. He's on a 1-year contract for $1.5 million.
Another Elkins goalie.
Mikko Koskinen, 32, halfway through his contract, making $4.5 million, which is kind of nuts. And then Forsberg is on a 1 year. He's 28. He's making league minimum. So
Mikko Koskinen is the only goalie in the league that I know of that uses the sliding toe bridge. We talked about I talked to you, I don't know if it was on the podcast, but before, the V7 pads that I got from Vaughn, and they have the sliding toe bridge, and I absolutely hated it. The V7s, I'm a huge Vaughn guy, but the V7s I can't stand. And those are the pads that we're going to have up here just to display. And I couldn't find any goalie to look at to see how they tie it. Like, you know how
we should use them as props one time, though. Like, if you have something like this you want to talk about, we should, like, just leave the pad or, like, the gear that you want to talk about on the side if we have it. So you can just pull it up and be like, hey, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so for goalies, for toe ties, I don't like the sliding toe bridge. For anyone who doesn't know what the sliding toe bridge is.
How about just a regular toe bridge for, like, people that don't even, like...
don't know.
Yeah, like, not goalies that are listening to this.
So it's a skate lace on the bottom of the pad that when you put the pad down, you put the... It's evolving now, but... it's a skate lace that you tie around the holes on your skate, and which tightens your skate to the pads. It's moving on now, as well as I have that. It's now just this bungee cord that, like, it's just what they
Oh, you can do the word. I'm not telling you. Every week you don't remember this word.
I don't remember.
I love it. It's so funny because I know what he's trying to think of. Nothing.
No, I got this.
You want me to give you a letter or a hint?
Yeah, give me a hint. Why can't I remember this shit? I know.
V is for.
Oh, Velcro. Why can I not remember that?
So funny, dude.
So many fucking hits in the head. That's why. Anyway, instead of tying it, it's just a Velcro on the skate.
It's not lace
and
now.
It has
Velcro.
Changed.
It's so much
the
better.
game. It's so
you would
much
have
better.
those skate laces get untied, and you'd step and just pull your whole groin out,
and then like
step on
rip up the
blade.
skate, and then you screw it up. But this Velcro thing is
incredible,
unbelievable,
great technology,
great tech. But before the Velcro bungee thing was a thing, they still had the toe ties, and the toe tie along with the sliding toe bridge. So how can I explain this toe tie versus the sliding toe bridge? So the toe tie
is at the center of the foot of the pad.
Of the foot of the pad, at the toe of the pad, I should say, and it's just a thing, a type, a mesh. I wouldn't say mesh, but
you want me to get mine or no? I have it right around the corner. If you don't want me to, I won't.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Because
have the Velcro.
We are explaining this, and a lot of this podcast is me explaining it. But it's at toe of the pad, and it's like this leather mesh area that you put your the ties from. That doesn't help me out. Yeah, it does. It does.
The people that don't know what we're talking about.
It does. So, can you hold it up? Can you
Yeah.
use the two hands? So I don't know if Billy can
We'll do this.
zoom in, but we'll talk about this. For the people who don't know about goalie gear, we'll talk about this. So this is what I have now. This is the Velcro bungee cord that this is what you put through the skates, and then it eventually comes
On
up
the top
onto
of your
the
skate.
boot, and then you just stick it back in, and it keeps everything shut. But this is what I was talking about. You know how it's flush? There's nothing.
You can't
on
move
there.
it.
You
It doesn't
can't
move.
it. Mikko Koskinen is the only goalie that I know, and the V7 pads. They have this little ball thing that, and like a cutout right here that moves up and down. And what it's supposed to do,
So your skate blade's like this. Let's see if I can do this. Here. And then when he's standing, it's here.
right?
When he's standing, it's here. When he drops down, his skate comes lower to the ice. So
Right.
the whole thing slides.
So it's supposed to help with like your ankles and legs and stuff.
And honestly, your hips. Like that
And the
stuff goes
hips.
all the way up. When you're down like this, you can feel the tension of skate laces that are too tight or bungees that aren't stretching for you.
Right.
In your hips and in your groin, honestly.
Right. Keep that up because I do want to tell you, show people. So with that coming down, I'm so used to just this normal thing. So a lot of goalies, and when I say a lot of goalies, I mean probably every goalie. I don't know if you can see this. You tie it and let like loose. Like see how this is coming out, like maybe like an inch or so. You tie it up here on a regular like lace. Skate lace. And it's supposed to give you that lax where it just like
It gives you the room for it to not slide, but it does the same job as the sliding toe bridge.
yeah, right. So it helps you out with like your ankles, hips, and everything. And the problem that I have with the sliding toe bridge is I didn't know if I should do that or just keep it like this. And I tried both ways. Both ways actually hurt my ankles, my hips, and I hated it. And Mikko, I don't know what Mikko, to this day, I'm looking up Mikko Koskinen and like trying to like zoom in on pictures of him. And I'm like, I don't know how you have it tied down that like you like this type of, I'll get this for you. I'll move it over here.
Yeah, those are my CCMs. I like them. Matt didn't. That's why I bought them from him.
Some used CCMs off of me.
Barely though. You only played with them like
Play with them
season.
like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, really?
And then I was like, yeah, I'm not a fan of these. And then
I love them.
I'll
man.
take them.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about with Mikko. That's every time I think of Mikko Koskinen, although a great goalie, that's what I think of always with that because he's the only goalie that, again, I know with the sliding toe bridge in the NHL. Sorry.
That was a good one.
Should we talk about Mike Smith a bit? How he's been around the league for how long?
He's a legend though, dude. Like he fights. He's a big team guy, locker room guy. I mean,
Can sauce the puck.
I loved him on the Coyotes.
Sauce the puck. Does he have does he have a goal yet? I don't think he has.
I'll check. I'm gonna look that up right now because I want to know. But I'm gonna bet that he does. You'd think he doesn't.
I think he's bidded on goals, but I don't think he has one yet. But I can. He can absolutely.
Yeah, he's got one.
He's got one.
October 19th, 2013. Mike Smith goal versus Detroit. 1 second left. Oh wait, 0.1 seconds left. Oh, let me mute this.
Oh,
I'm gonna watch it. You keep going.
watch it. Okay. Well, Mike Smith can absolutely sauce it. If you see any, I'm sure if you like just go on YouTube and look up like Mike Smith puck handling, you'll find something.
He's up there with like Turco and Brodeur, I'd say, with like how well they handle the puck.
It's insane. Yep. Should we move on while you're doing this?
Detroit fires one in from the blue line right into his glove. We'll probably put this video up. We got copyright last time. Fires one in right into his glove. He's got offensive pressure from one of Detroit's players. Drops the puck out of his glove, drops to one knee, fires it down the ice. Empty net goal with 0.1 seconds left to win 5-2 over Detroit.
That's insane.
This is back in 2013. I don't know if that's his only one, but he's got one.
He's got one at least. Which is what I'm saying. Like he can bomb it down the ice.
And I mean, he has the awareness to. He literally catches the puck, puts his whole glove on the ice, puts it down, and then drops to one knee and fires it. It's nice.
That's insane.
He also gets in a lot of fights too.
Yeah, he's a big fighter. I'm thinking about Holpe. There's a now that we're talking about Holpe, there's a video of him in practice. Someone's just recording him, and he's just on the ice by himself, and he's in the butterfly, and like on one leg, he's just absolutely bombing.
I think
these
you
pucks.
have. If you ask me, you have more leverage down on one leg. If it's your opposite leg where the blade is on the same side that your leg is down,
I guess
I
depending on
think
your
you
height,
can get
too.
under it and like really send it. Like that's where I feel strongest. Like if I go out to play the puck as a goalie and like I'm trying to launch it, I'll drop that leg down like a skater. You know how a skater would like shoot the puck and drop like half of his leg back like that, you know?
I feel like it depends on the height too, because I've tried it down on my leg and I can't get much.
Oh,
on it.
yeah.
But if I'm on both
I'm terrible
legs,
though. I've been like before COVID, I was practicing in my leagues and in my more in my pickups and in my leagues. But I would like go out. Yeah, definitely. What am I talking about? I don't practice this in my leagues because that's dangerous. In my pickups, I'll go out and I'll try to play the puck more often and like try to beat a guy on a 50-50 puck. And,
Right.
You know, just to try and get better at it.
and right before, like I'll get on. The goal for me before all this was while the Zamboni's on, get on. So a lot of the Zamboni, I would just say all of them, because I don't think I've had any issues with any of the Zamboni drivers. But as they're going on, I'll let them do their first round, like
And then go
lap,
out there and stretch
and then
in that
get
area.
on. And so as they're doing like the third or fourth round, I'll start firing pucks off like the board and just like practicing my stick handling.
Wow, you're a
as I
dick.
stretch.
No pucks while the Zamboni guy's on the ice.
You don't think so?
No, yeah. This is what I mean, dude. We agree on
Completely
nothing.
different.
I'm okay with getting
Well,
out
I'm
there
not-
while he's driving and stretching. I'm
like-
not whipping out a puck.
I'm not bombing it like
Oh,
off
I know,
the
I know.
glass or
I know what
anything.
you're
I'm
doing.
just passing it back and forth to get used to it.
You miss one, it goes under the Zamboni, and the Zamboni breaks. Way to go.
That's not how this works, buddy.
All right, Winnipeg?
Moving on to the Peg, the Jets. Let's do. We got Laurent Brossoit.
Nice. Good job, dude.
Killing it. Connor Hellebuck, Eric Comrie, and Mikhail Burton.
You sure? I feel like Mikhail.
Mikhail?
Maybe something like that.
Mikhail? Mikhail. I think it's Mikhail, because
Okay.
I wrote it down here. It's Mikhail Burton.
Okay. You say so.
Okay. I feel like, should we talk about Burton now, or should we talk about him after?
After what?
After we talk about Laurent Brossoit and Connor Hellebuck and Eric Comrie.
Up to you.
We'll get
I mean,
Mikhail.
Burton is one of those hotel guys, and it looks like Comrie is on the last. Yeah, it looks like Comrie and Burton are both of those hotel guys. Brossoit and Hellebuck. Obviously, Hellebuck's like one of the top 3 goalies in the league. Midway through his 6-year contract, making $6.16 million, 27 years old. And Brossoit's 27, 1-year contract for $1.5 million.
I love Brossoit. I love his
I don't think I've ever seen
style.
him play. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I don't think
You
I've ever
never
seen
watched a
Brossoit.
Winnipeg Jets game?
I watch him when Hellebuck's in net. Hellebuck is like the reason to watch the Jets. Hellebuck and Bufflin, but now Bufflin doesn't want to play hockey. So
Interesting, because I'd rather watch Brossoit play than Hellebuck.
that is the most fraudulent thing you've ever said. Hellebuck is top 3 goalie in the league, and you'd rather watch Brossoit.
I love his style.
That's fine. That's all good and dandy. But this guy's top 3 in the league. Oh my Lanta!
just the
I'd
way it
rather
goes,
go
buddy.
watch
Just the way it goes.
What did you call it? The minor hockey league.
Yep,
The
the
KHL's AHL. I'd rather go watch that.
I love his
Thanks.
style. If you watch Laurent Brossoit, you can't tell me that like his style, his movements.
I can't tell you that because I've never seen him fucking play.
You're right. Anyway, do you know anything about Eric Comrie though? No. Eric Comrie has also
Educate me.
Eric Comrie also has been at the Winnipeg Jets. There's a video, and for the life of me, I can't remember. I have it saved on my YouTube channel. But he talks about Eric Comrie in the RVH and how he practices and stuff. Eric Comrie, great goalie, but he won't surpass Connor Hellebuck and Laurent Brossoit unless one of them decides to go. Then he'll be the backup. But as a goalie, as a professional goalie, I should say, his RVH, the way he practices. The way he upkeeps himself to learn the game, he deserves to be that third spot. I guess.
Do you think he could be a backup on another team?
He could be a backup on the other team. He needs to get that. He needs to get that. I want to say push, but he needs to get that opportunity to.
That's exactly what it is.
To go for it and realize, and he's got that attitude.
This could be
in
the
his
year.
Trainings.
This could be the year for it.
This could. So we might be seeing more of Emmer Comrie. But another guy that not many.
With me, dude.
Hey, knock it off.
Keep it on your side of the desk.
Hey. A guy that I don't think most of you have heard of, and including me until doing this, was Mikhail Burton, which I still wrote is the name in the goalie community that way more people should know. He's a 22-year-old from Russia. Was playing for SKA.
SKA St. Petersburg is the team I was talking about a couple episodes ago about like they rigged the playoff game so that they win all the time. That's the team. I couldn't think of the name of the team. This is the
team?
Yeah.
Savage.
Hilarious. The whole country loves them. That's why they do it. It's like straight up Russia. Like the most Russian thing you could do. Just rig a hockey game because communist Russia loves this team.
Too much. He's one of those players that is loaned out, but he's back in the States now.
No, he's not.
What?
He plays for the Winnipeg Jets.
Oh.
Just fucking with you.
You're right, though. You're right. He's back in Canada. Sorry.
Back in the provinces.
Sorry, everyone. So we'll skip all the stuff I talked about. So he averages out throughout his entire hockey career. When I was looking up his stats and he averages out at a .920 save percentage. He set a franchise record for save percentage by a rookie goalie with .927 for the Manitoba Moose. Just like Dylan Wells, he also scored a goal for the Sioux Falls Stampede in the USHL. His style has changed in the past few years, but the recent video that I watched of him really reminds me of a Sergei Bobrovsky, that can really puck handle like better than he could. I will not, if you can Google him, if you watch video of him, just find him like anywhere, you'll see that you will not be shocked that he lands a permanent role in the NHL within the next few seasons.
That empty net goal that you sent was hilarious too. It's from is it 3 years ago? I could be wrong.
I think it was 3 years ago.
I remember seeing it, and it's just so funny. He goes nuts. He scores a sick empty net.
Absolute selling.
And he just sellies, yeah. It's awesome.
We probably won't be copyrighted, but I'll have Billy put down his selly.
We'll probably be copyrighted, but it's fine.
Who cares? We got to show everyone that selly he had because
it's awesome. He loved it.
He sell it as a goalie.
Oh, wait. That's okay? But riding a motorbike after the game, not okay? And then Storm Surge, not okay, but it's okay to do that. What do you think?
He didn't go too crazy.
He did. He absolutely did. We have to put this video up.
But
he went
the whole
nuts.
team went crazy too.
Okay, the Storm Surge, the whole team's going crazy.
Was he gonna take out like a little mini bike on the ice and just kind of roll around the ice?
The whole team goes crazy at the Storm Surge, no? So why is that not okay? But this is.
The whole team Storm Surge thing is brutal because it's post game that could destroy a team and be like, hey, screw you guys.
That could destroy a team? What do you mean?
No, they could destroy a team like 8-0.
Oh yeah.
All right, now we're gonna sell you as an entire team and play Fortnite on the ice.
Dance on your graves.
No,
I'm for it.
Never a fan.
So one thing I want to say about this crazy .920 save percentage throughout his entire hockey career. I would like to see the stats on take every goalie's hockey career before they go to the show,
right,
and then compare it to the save percentage when they get there. What do you think the drop off would be?
For the main?
So his whole career, 920, then only look at his NHL games and compare it to where he's been his whole life. I think it's got to drop at least by 0.1%, from a 920 to at least a 910, which is a big drop. I mean, These numbers are so concise that an 899 or lower is like a bad goalie and a 915 is a great goalie, right?
Right.
So,
right?
Don't you think it's probably going to drop at least?
Goal, yeah,
I think it's got to drop at least 0.01,
Maybe. But the stats that he had throughout, I mean...
No, it's definitely impressive. It's just a numbers thing in my head.
These stats that he had, so when I look up stats for these goalies, a lot of them stop at a certain point, and that's around 2013, 2014 that I've noticed. But his go back to 2011, back to when he was
8.
High school and shit.
He's 22, so 2013 would be now 8 years ago because it's 21. We'll call it 7 years though. So he would be 15?
15?
Yeah, that's
15.
about when they start keeping stats.
Yeah. So, yeah, they took all those stats and
That's pretty
it's
interesting.
unbelievable. He did not have, that I can remember. No, there's no way. There's no stat that I remember when I was looking him up that was below a .900.
Yeah.
So
What a leg. Now he's going to
Leg.
go to the show and get roasted and just sit in the AHL for the rest of his life.
what a leg end.
You like that one, dude?
I like it.
Oh, man.
I knew where you're going with
so
that.
funny.
That's all I hear now.
That's all we say. All right, Toronto.
Toronto, baby. All right.
6 goalies on roster right now because of this.
Here
All
we
right, let me do this first.
All right,
We have 4 goalies that are making league minimum roughly. That is Aaron Dell, 31, who's been in the show. Michael Hutchinson, who's been in the show, obviously.
Yep.
Ian Scott and Joseph Wall. Yeah, so all those guys making cheap money. And then Jack Campbell and Frederick Anderson are your goalies. Anderson, last year of a 5-year contract, making $5 million a year. And Campbell, first year of a 2-year contract, making $1.65.
Interesting. So speaking about all those goalies, I'll just go through the list of
go ahead.
what I have. So Freddie Anderson, Jack Campbell, Aaron Dell,
We know him.
Mike Hutchinson, and then we have Ian Scott that was added this month, and Joseph Wall. The notes that I have on them is Joseph Wall, for anyone who doesn't know, was most notably the starting goalie for Boston College from 2016 to 2019. From all the videos that I've watched on him, he's not a very fast goalie, but he uses his size of 6'4" and position to do the legwork. So he's not quick, but he takes up a bunch of the net. He makes sure he's very positioned, box control, and that's what stops the puck.
He's like me. He's fat and in the way.
The sumo goalie.
It's the walrus from the Geico commercial.
Come on! Oh, Duncan.
Yeah. Oh, boy, Duncan.
God, we probably look so stupid doing that.
Everyone knows it, though. I think, like, even if you're not a hockey fan, you've seen the commercial. It's hilarious.
What did the guy say in that? He goes, "Come on, it's a walrus." And a boy Duncan. And Scott, who's part of this too, is 21 years old from Calgary. And also being 6'4", uses his speed and edge work and box control to stop the puck. Both Wall and Ann need some time in the barn before seeing their first starts in the NHL. But from what I saw and what I could tell, I think Ian Scott's going to get his shot in the NHL before Wall does. And then I had something about Michael Hutchinson, but all it is just him being all around.
Yeah, he's been bouncing around a bit.
He's been bouncing around the league.
Cool.
Want to move on?
Yeah.
Ottawa Sens.
Dude, honestly, the moves that the Senators are making, they're going to be a competitor this year, which is crazy to say because they were bottom barrel last season. This is going to be a good season for them.
Yep. We'll see what Matt Murray does because we got Matt Murray, Marcus Hogberg, Joey Decord, Philip Gustavson, and Kevin Mandelis. I liked doing this because I follow the Ottawa Sens. They have a good YouTube rep, and they have I think the Sens mic'd up or something like that. And so like Joey Decord, remember I was talking about who's the goalie? Oh, Connor Ingram, the mic'd up.
Ingham.
Connor Ingram.
Ingham. It's an H. It's no R. I thought it was an R too.
No, it's Ingram.
No, it's Ingham. I went back and did it today. Who's he for? Who's he playing for?
He's Connor Ingram right now is playing for Nashville.
Let me see. 2 N's?
Yep, Connor Ingram.
Who did I found someone today. Ingham. You're right though. It's Connor Ingram.
I don't no idea.
My bad.
It is your bad.
Yep.
Yep.
Get fucked, idiot. That's the new catchphrase.
Speaking about Ottawa Senators, earlier this week, Anders Nilsson was also on this list, but Anders Nilsson and Marian Gaborik were traded to Tampa Bay this week for Cedric Paquette, Braden Coburn, and a 2022 second-round pick.
Overall, that's a really even trade, and I think it helps Ottawa a lot because they lost some picks before. I forget why, but they lost some first-round picks because of something with the league.
Interesting.
I forget what it was. But now they got this second-round pick. I mean, Braden Coburn, Cedric Paquette for Nielsen and Gaborik. It's a pretty even trade. Yeah. I mean, without the pick, I think. So I think the Sens won on that trade.
So if I say Marcus Hogberg and you have no idea what I'm saying, he's been around the NHL YouTube for a bit now because he's on constantly doing like top 10 saves. If you remember him for his saves against Detroit in the beginning of the year.
This play was wild.
This play was...
I don't know how they didn't score. This was in overtime.
It was a 3-on-3 overtime.
Yeah, Detroit and Ottawa.
Who was it? Bertuzzi came around and he spread across as a player. As one of his plays was down like in the crease.
Yeah,
and he spread which I don't know how his skate didn't hit his face because like his face was right there. But it came around, got it with the glove, and then Mike Green shot it and he got it somehow with his glove, I think, again. And then, like, he lost it.
Too.
He lost it, yeah. And then another shot came out of nowhere and hit the post and got out. And I'm like, holy shit.
It was wild, man. And then did Ottawa win? I think Ottawa won that game after that.
I wish I looked that up.
Right? But that was crazy. Crazy series that Detroit should have capitalized on. For sure. Nuts.
Joey Decord, as I was just saying that I loved his mic'd up. He's a Massachusetts kid from Andover. What the fuck? He's from Andover, Mass.
That's what you just said. Massachusetts kid from Andover. You're good.
I think I said Andover.
Andover. I don't know.
Andover. It's Andover, Mass.
Doesn't change. Andover.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. I think it's the same.
Sounds better. Andover. Yeah, I don't know. He went straight from Arizona State University to the Senators, where he played his first NHL game against Buffalo in April of 2019. He had 35 saves on 40 shots, losing 5-2. The game that I watched from him, it looked really impressive, but he also looked very nervous too. He definitely needs to be in the bond for a bit, but I would definitely keep my eye on him. He looks very confident.
One thing I think about that is I don't think that outside of like the big college teams, like you're looking at Arizona State University, right?
Yeah.
And if he's going straight from there to the NHL, like that's a big gap.
That's
right?
Huge.
I feel like you have to be like Notre Dame, BC, BU, like Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like Northeastern maybe is like the next guy. But like you that's a huge jump. And he did all right, 35 on 40.
Yep. We talked about Joseph Wall coming straight from like BC. There's another BC goalie. Oh, Thatcher Demko is another BC goalie that just jumped right into it.
And like those are the ones that you're transitioning from a good college team into the NHL. So the gap isn't as big. If you're in Arizona State, they're not like going to be crazy good. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean that's impressive. Even though he lost.
Very impressive. Yeah. But you could tell through the game that like he had his jitters, which makes sense. But once it came to stop the puck and play, I think he really looked very good. Philip Gustavson is 22 years old from Sweden. Hasn't played a game in the NHL.
He's probably one of those hotel guys as well.
He might be because there's not too much on him. He hasn't looked good in the past few seasons, being sent down from Belleville to Brampton Beasts in the ECHL. He was just over in Sweden playing on a loan, posting a 2.30 GAA and a .919 save percentage, which is big change from the past few seasons, so hopefully this helps out his career. As for Kevin Mandelis, he's a 20-year-old kid from... Mandelis?
Mondo. No, like Mandalorian? No, they call him Mondo.
Mondo. He's 20 years old kid from Montreal, straight from the Quebec Midget Juniors to Belleville Senators. Another one that's just not a whole lot of, but he's on the list.
Yeah, did I already do the numbers for these guys? I don't think so. All of these guys making no money because Matt Murray is making $6.25 million for 4 years. All the other guys are on league minimum. Enjoy that.
Yeah. Thanks, Murray.
Spare change.
I can't wait to see what Murray's like for
Dude,
Ottawa.
They're building a team around him, which is so sick because they had literally nothing. Everyone was like, Ottawa's a dumpster fire. They have no shot at anything. And now they're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about the difference between being in the Atlantic division that they were in before versus this Northern division, but in general, they're looking like a whole lot better.
I think the goaltending department, the coaches and stuff, I think they need to go back and work with Murray because the Stanley Cups that he's had with Pittsburgh when he first started, the way he played then was unbelievable. Great goalie. But like I said last episode or the previous episode again, where we put a photo up where I don't know what happened glove side. You go glove side on Matt Murray and it's in. there's so many shots that I've seen in games with him playing for Pittsburgh where it'll go glove side, and for some reason he puts his glove low, like right in front of his pad, and it just goes in. I'm
Double
like,
coverage.
what are you doing? Yeah, it's like
no reason for your glove to ever be there.
So hopefully the goalie department there can help him out and bring him back to
that money he better be.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so this is your team. I'm gonna go.
Gonna go where?
What do you think?
Bathroom?
This is your team. You like Montreal, you like Pittsburgh, all you.
I never said I liked Montreal. I said I liked Carey Price. Okay, well, I guess if I'm doing this by myself for the second time tonight, we got Carey Price, Jake Allen, Caden Primo, Chara Lindgren, Mcniven, and a new addition, Vasily Demchenko. Demchenko is a Russian coming straight from the KHL. There's nothing on him. Again, like, I won't say, like, some of these goalies that are on this list is nothing on him. I really don't want to talk about him because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, okay? Okay? I don't know. But we all know about Carey Price. We all know about Jake Allen, Caden Primo, Chara Lindgren. So due to Price's injury and backup goalie issues back in the day, after Keith Kincaid was put on waivers, Primo and Lindgren both got NHL starts. Caden with 2 games played, coming straight from Northeastern University and putting up a 1-to-1 with a 2.52 GAA and a .931 save percentage. We just talked about Joey Decord coming from Arizona State straight to the NHL, and then we got Caden Primo straight from Northeastern University to the NHL. But Northeastern, but the Northeast, you got BC, BU, Jake Ottinger, who else am I missing? Northeastern, Vermont. Like, these are the teams that are, like, high-end goalies. Like, you kind of expect them to be able to jump, not directly into the NHL, but you expect them to be in the professionals almost right after, where they came from. And that's what you're seeing right now with Caden Primo. As for Chara Lindgren, he already had a start before Chara Lindgren a couple years prior in 2017. Being the most games he's played for them with 14, he had a 3.03 GAA and a .908 save percentage and a 4.8-2 record. As for Michael Mcniven, he has not had an NHL start, and he's on this list, but
hotel goalie. How about did you mention Kincaid?
Yeah, I threw up Kincaid and they was throwing waivers.
Yeah, I think he got picked up. Let me find that while you read the next section too.
Okay. Well, I guess so. I don't really want to talk about him, but it's
then don't.
It's Vasily Demchenko. The only big thing that I see from him is he's a 26-year-old kid from he's almost our age, from Russia. He's coming from the KHL to the Laval Rocket AHL team, which that's what we're talking about probably just in the hotel room. Sorry. He had an average career with his best in 2013-2014 season in the minor hockey league, with 28 games played at 1.34 GAA and a .947 save percentage and a 24-2-2 record. But he's been riding a wave ever since. He's just up and down. After looking him up and looking at his stats and just I as a fan, not a fan of the Montreal Canadiens, but as a goalie fan, period, I don't see what the Montreal Canadiens sees in Vasily Demchenko. I don't know if I don't get it at all. But I don't know. I'm not the Montreal Canadiens. I'm not the professionals, but
I may be mistaken, so I'm going to jump in because I think I found what I was looking for. I thought I saw, this is what I have in my notes, Keith Kincaid, 31 years old, 2-year contract, league minimum, New York Rangers. But everything else I'm pulling up says Charlotte Checkers, which is the Carolina Hurricanes AHL. So I don't know, but That's what I had was the New York Rangers. Sorry. Because basically your note said he was put on waivers, and what I found was he was on the Rangers, and now I'm finding something else. But yeah,
Interesting.
weird. He's a good goalie. I like
Well,
him.
after that, we are finally done.
Yeah, that's it for
with
divisional
all four
breakdowns.
divisions, the division breakdown.
So next week, which will be nice, we'll have World Juniors. Will be all decided. It's looking pretty good for the U.S. over Russia right now in the 1 seed, but
Germany's kind of coming back. You see that?
no, they're not. It's Canada and Finland, and then Germany.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I'm just giving them hope.
yeah, I know. But that'll all be decided when we drop this episode. So here's to hoping.
Here's to hoping.
What else do we got, buddy?
All right, man. So there's a few things that we talked about before this podcast that
You want to do? What are you gonna do? Brett Burns and the Anze Kopitar thing, both of them.
We'll do that. We'll
do that.
start off with Anze Kopitar because the Brent Burns thing shocked me, and I found out about it yesterday after he posted it on his Instagram. As for Anze Kopitar, he won an Emmy, and no one knew about it till this week.
Yeah.
And he actually won it back in 2018. He was given the award by the Academy of Television Arts and Science for a short promo that he had. The promo that he had was he was on the beach. Some guy was
Using a metal detector,
metal
right?
detector, yeah, and he looked over and Anze Kopitar in like full gear, just like finds the Stanley Cup ring, and that was it.
Yeah.
He
I think
won
it's
an Emmy.
Dude, I think it's honestly like a Hollywood, like an LA, like bump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You play for the LA Kings. You're from Hollywood. You did a commercial. Here's an
There's
Emmy.
an Emmy. Yeah, there you go.
Because
There you
I mean, his English is pretty bad, right? Like he speaks good English, but like got a heavy accent.
go. Right.
So he's awesome though. I love Anze Kopitar.
Great. Deserves the C. Great player. Won
He's
the cup.
two-way. Yep.
Great. That's all. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I thought that was
It was funny. Yeah.
that was funny, and I thought it was a joke at first when I first read it, and then we looked it up.
Right. I thought he was
"Oh my
posting it
God."
like, "Hey, I got an Emmy for this." Like, yeah, I bet, dude. Oh no, you did.
No, you got it. So after that's all said, we got Brent Burns that I do want to talk about. We're gonna try to wrap this up soon. We got Brent Burns I want to talk about. So I've been since the beginning of the summer. I started watching Vikings with my girlfriend and got.
I've heard such good
hooked.
things. I never dove into
It's
it though.
so good.
I have like
If
a
you-
laundry list of television and movies that I need to watch that I just say, "Oh yeah, I'll put on my list," and just never get to it.
If it's on Amazon Prime. If you
It was on
haven't watched
HBO,
it-
right? Or has it always been
No, it was
Amazon
on
Prime?
FX, I think, originally, and now it's on Amazon Prime. If you have it, watch it. It is so good. I love it.
And would you
And
say it's like Game of Thrones? That's like the vibe I
not-
get from it, but
yeah. I wouldn't say like as
it's probably
good
just
as
because
Game
they're
of
medieval
Thrones,
and have
but
swords.
pretty close.
Okay.
Pretty close. Final season actually just dropped this week. I mean, my girlfriend and I were watching it, and I'm trying to not see spoilers for Vikings at all because we're
That's always hard, isn't it?
2-3 episodes in now, and Brent Burns just put up a photo yesterday on his Instagram. I'm scrolling through, and I'm like, why does it look like he's in like he's like LARPing, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, the hell? So, but he posted like a bunch of like different photos.
Mhm.
So I'm scrolling through one of the actors that were there. It's like, oh my God, I know him. And then I scroll through more, and it's the one of the main women actresses on the show. And I was like, no, there's no way.
That's
so
pretty
then I
cool.
decided to like look at his caption, and he's in the show Vikings in the final season. I'm like, this is
It's perfect for him.
hysterical. It's so like no teeth, big beard. It's perfect. Edge, if you've ever watched wrestling, you know Edge.
I don't watch
He's
wrestling.
in the show. He's become one of like a main. He's
Yep.
become one of the main characters right now. He's kind of become like the evil guy. And I remember they introduced him, and I'm looking at him like, why does he look so familiar? And I'm like, oh, that's Edge from WWE. And
That's cool.
So
Yeah, they do a lot of cool cameos like that, and I've also seen cameos in like Game of Thrones. Like Ed Sheeran was in it, but a
Yeah.
big one for me was the metal band Mastodon. Do you know them?
no,
They're really talented, very good band, but they all have like a Brent Burns look to them, like long hair, like just caveman looking guys. They were cameoed as White Walkers, like from the north, and it
really?
was
No
sick,
shit.
dude. Yeah,
That's
So
awesome.
there's been a bunch of them on Game of Thrones. But yeah,
So-
I love seeing cameos like that.
So if you're a Vikings fan, Brent Burns fan, I definitely check that out. I haven't seen his episode yet, so I can't.
No
wait
spoilers
to see
for Matt.
it. It was a spoiler. Seeing
No.
that, I'm like, no, man. I wish I saw
You think you would have
it.
noticed? Because I bet he's a minor role. Like he's probably
maybe.
like on there like maybe 2 times.
Maybe.
Like I wonder if he has lines. Let me know. I want to know about this.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I think I might let you guys know next episode.
That's cool.
All right, so off of all this, we had a discussion earlier before this podcast, and should I? We'll jump right into it. The podcast speed that you watch at is absolutely ridiculous.
So you didn't understand what I was trying to explain to you. I don't watch podcasts. I only listen to them in the car while I'm at work.
Right.
So I only have all my, like, basically for work, I'm in one town all day, and my drive time between each stop is maybe 5 minutes. My longest drive is 25 minutes from my house to my first stop and 25 minutes home. I listen to a lot of podcasts that are only audio, and I want to get them all done like within the day, within the week. Sometimes they're an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I listen at the 1.5 times speed. I was saying to Matt, I threw on our podcast on the Spotify and Apple, which we're now on, which is a huge flex. And I threw us on at 1.5, and it's just like inaudible. Like I talk so fast, and Matt doesn't really talk fast, but it's fast enough that like it's different than the other podcasts that I'm listening to. So for those of you that want to listen to us on Spotify and Apple, I would recommend 1 times. Matt doesn't understand why anyone would ever listen at 1.5 times. I'll let you talk.
It doesn't make sense to compare. It just doesn't make sense that you're comparing regular,
what we sound like at 1.5.
At 1.5, and yeah,
it does, because that's how some people consume their podcasts.
I want to. If we could do this on Twitter and just like put up like
a poll,
what people.
But dude, I guarantee you, like a lot of people do listen at 1.5 or 2 times. Like audiobooks. Have you ever done an audiobook?
I've never done an audiobook.
Okay.
Audiobooks are different.
We're on. No, they're not, because
they're going through the whole book at once.
Yep.
And you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yes and no. If it's a new audiobook,
but you
don't know what you're getting. So like a lot of the guys on our Discord, Kyle and them, they do audiobooks. They're on Audible, and they listen. I guarantee you, they listen at 1.5 or 2 times speed, because it's quicker and they get it. It's not a matter of I prefer, or like I'm not really comparing. It's just I can listen to some podcasts at 1.5.
You were comparing, because
it's not
like, why do we sound so bad?
What I'm saying is it's not possible to listen to our podcast at 1.5. We go too fast.
Yeah.
It's not anything I'm looking
why would you?
It's not anything I'm looking to change. It's just the option isn't there. So if me as a consumer is looking for a new podcast, and I threw us on and I found that I couldn't listen to us at 1.5 times, maybe I wouldn't listen.
That is just
okay. It's a fact. It's a whole audience that we're not reaching because of it. I'm not saying change anything. I don't think
there's a huge audience that does it.
There's a large audience. There's a large audience because they want to get through it quicker.
I want to know. I want to know if in the comment section or Twitter or anything. Let me know if you.
Matt wants to know that he's wrong. Tell him.
Do it. If you can prove I'm wrong, and like a lot of you listen to at 1.5 times the speed,
which isn't that fast. They go up to 3. I think it's 0.5. You can listen at half speed. You can listen at 1. You can listen at 1.5 and 2. Maybe I'm wrong about 3, but definitely up to 2 times speed.
Oh boy,
I don't know what you're so upset about. It's just. It's an option. It's there, and that's why it's there.
You were comparing like we're bad.
No, that's what I mean. You weren't understanding what I was saying. You can't consume our podcast at 1.5. That's a fact.
Okay, but you're not okay.
So it's like not an option. If that consumer, like me, likes to listen to their podcast at 1.5,
okay.
As Mr. Fantastic says, for that reason, I'm out.
All right. I think we can see eye to eye on that now. You explained it.
No, we can't. You know we can't. We don't see eye to eye on anything.
Okay, so
to close it out,
we'll close it out. There's one
last
thing
topic.
I do want. There's one more topic, and it's the future of this podcast that I do want.
6 episodes.
About.
I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a lot. We're doing pretty well.
We did really well, and after hockey starts, whatever, we should be just easily just.
One thing that me and you haven't talked about yet, I'd like to do some sort of like a live game watch on maybe the 13th if we could get together. For opening night and watch the game together and just maybe live stream it on Instagram.
Right.
Go live and sit together and watch one of the games.
Watch it.
Like our live reactions.
Or you could join our Discord, or we can hop on Twitch and
Yeah, we're gonna get our Twitch going, I think, which would be cool. We'll make a post Twitch, and we'll probably host our own individual Twitches. So if you're into gaming, like me and Matt like to play games.
Yep. Definitely get on Twitch. We'll.
I mean, you can even add us. Like, I'll whoop your ass in NHL. I don't care. I'll make you hate the Post to Post
got
podcast.
NHL 21.
I did. I got it. Yeah, I got it from my my Secret Santa.
Played each other yet, but we'll get on that.
You don't want that. You don't want that smoke.
I've been playing that a lot.
You don't want that smoke, baby. My passing game is unreal. Passing percentage is at least 65 up.
I could smell the bullshit coming out of your mouth.
All right.
Yep. Okay. All right. Put your money where your mouth is, buddy.
Oh, I'll throw $50 down on an NHL game right now.
I'll beat your ass.
$50.
50?
Yeah.
Okay.
This will be the event. We'll do it like in February though. We gotta tease it.
All right.
We're playing for $50 each.
So you got some time to get better.
You're gonna pay our producer for a bit. That's what it'll be. You'll cover my producer fees. Yeah. So the future of our podcast.
The future of our podcast.
We're done. We're not doing it anymore.
We're done. This is the last episode. This is it. So take it all in.
Hope you liked it.
We'll talk about the future of the podcast next episode.
You want to do it next time? Okay.
Yeah. Because we've run.
One goal that we do have though is guests. We want to get guests on soon. Once we're like COVID safe and ready for it, you know.
Guests.
I mean, we need to upgrade, get some new mics, things like that. So
right.
We're starting small.
I've been doing research on mics and stuff. So new mics, 3 of them for a guest. I don't think more than one guest.
No, yeah, God, no.
For sure. But we
can't control ourselves, never mind another individual.
Yeah, right. We want to,
Oh, last thing. Big shout out. This is my Life is Improper shirt. I bought it at the Improper Bostonian in Dennis, Massachusetts. It was where Jim Plunkett started doing his happy hours. He's not the quarterback, he's the entertainer. Just a great spot. I love going there and seeing Jim in the summers in Cape Cod. It's just like a classic thing that a ton of people do. The Improper is actually closed. They closed their doors because of COVID. I think they're going to be doing condos there. And I'm sure Jim's still going to play next year, I hope, fingers crossed, once we're back to normal. His booze cruises are a blast. You actually haven't been on one yet, have you?
I haven't been on.
Dude, it's so much fun. You just get bombed. It's awesome, man. We get like the whole family, like my side, her side, and we bring all our friends. It's a great time.
Speaking of bombed, should we close this out before... let's close this out with the shot, the nip that we have.
As we always do.
And then we'll shout out.
Nice and warm.
We'll throw a shout out on before really closing it up.
All right. So what are you drinking?
I got Fireball. What do you got?
Like a 13-year-old high schooler. Well, 13's a little young, my bad.
Really young.
Oh God, I'm struggling. All right, I got Jack Daniel's honey. Leave me alone. Cheers, pal.
Cheers, buddy. Happy 2021.
2021.
Happy
Goodbye, 2020.
See you later. That was good. All right, before we close this out,
I don't like this one. It's smooth. It burns a bit, but the honey helps. But not for me. That's the first one that I've reacted to. I think.
Really?
Like when I slam McGillicuddy's, like that's a go. Like once we're done with the random crap that I have in the freezer, I'll get my McGillicuddy's. You get what you want.
We'll get the good stuff. The burn for the Fireball is still hitting.
Yeah, I like. They had a nice bar mat. Sorry, we're running a bit, but a nice bar mat. I think it said, "Tastes like heaven, burns like hell," and it was Fireball. I like that a lot.
That's
I thought
awesome.
that was cool.
All right, so to close this all out, we want to say that we're now on Spotify and Apple.
Booyah! We're official.
Episode 1 is up. We're going to try rolling out all these episodes audio, thanks to Billy.
Hopefully they'll all be up by the time this episode releases on Monday, Tuesday,
Hopefully.
whatever we said.
So we're all up there.
We're live on Facebook, too, now. We have a Facebook page. Feel free to like us on there.
Right, Facebook. Discord. Discord's huge. If you guys want to talk to us...
You can literally, talk to us. Post something and join the voice chat. We'll talk to you.
We'll talk to you. We'll all get on games. As of late, we've both been on PC just playing games.
Yeah.
So all the links are going to be in the description for Discord.
We got a nice link tree now. That thing's pretty cool that you made.
We got a nice link tree. If you go to I already forgot.
It's on our Instagram, right?
It's on our Instagram.
So it's got all of our links, like Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, like you name it, it's on there. It's really cool.
Right. If you go to, actually, the link is actually in the description below for our Instagram. It's Posttopostpodcast Instagram, and from there's a link tree link that you can touch that brings you everywhere we are. And I'm so proud that and happy that we're on Spotify and
that's huge
Apple,
for us.
that pushes us to a better to a bigger crowd. So check us out on there. Again,
don't listen to us at 1.5 times.
No, don't do it. Regular time like everyone else. Well, I don't know.
You had
what
a shout
else to
out.
say.
Didn't you have a shout out? Or was that shout out to Apple and Spotify?
That was a shout out to Apple and Spotify that were on there.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us again. Happy New Year's to everyone. Thanks for listening to us, watching us, and listening to us now on Spotify and Apple. Thank you guys. Have a great night. We'll see you
next week.
We'll see you next week. We'll see you.
R.I.P. Matt's beard.
We'll see you when we drop next Monday, Tuesday.
We're a Monday podcast now. That's it. Done.
Monday. We'll see you next Monday. Bye, guys. Have a great night.